This video is sponsored by Stepcraft. Think it, make it. Well, look what just arrived in this mess of a garage. I found some space for it prior to the big organization that I have coming up, and it's just in time. And I cannot emphasize this enough. I cannot wait to crack this open and show you what's inside here. So they did a phenomenal job packing and shipping this, and if you have the software loaded on your computer already, it's actually ready to go right out of the box. You just need to put the router in its mount and plug everything in. Thank you again, Stepcraft. This machine is absolutely incredible. I can honestly say that if I had to buy a CNC, 100% this is the brand I would recommend and would purchase. Not only does it use a traditional spindle style cutter, they offer attachments like lasers that cut and engrave, and a following blade perfect for thin materials like paper, cardboard, leather, things like that. There's even an option for plasma cutting on certain machines. Really cool stuff. So I have links in the description to check everything out, but in the meantime, let's get cutting. To start things off, I'm remaking my new channel logo in Adobe Illustrator. There's a plethora of programs you can use prior to using a program that converts your design to G-code for the CNC machine to use. Vectrix VCarve is a great option, and luckily enough, Vectrix VCarve actually reads Illustrator files natively, so it's a great transition. Luckily enough, Home Depot has a few sizes of pre-cut pine circles on hand, so I'm going to be basing the size off of one of these pieces. My first cut though will be from this 1/4-inch PVC sheet, similar to Sintra, just generic. Since the sheet is larger than the cutting surface, I'm going to be using hot glue to make sure it doesn't move. Luckily, setup time with Stepcraft CNCs don't take long at all, so I was cutting in no time. Even the process of changing cut files, router bits, and materials is straightforward and easy to do. Once the cutting is done, I can pop it off the cutting bed and peel away the remaining hot glue. Keep in mind, if this is rough wood, the hot glue is going to bond really easily, so only use this on really smooth surfaces like this. Next up is a coat of polyurethane. I'm going to be using a clear satin, and a few coats make it look a little glossy. I love how this turns out. I've been really enjoying the look of semi-gloss finishes lately on some of these projects I've been working on. For the back, I'm going to be using a keyhole bit. I have more information on that in the description, but this one I'm going to be running without a cut file and just doing it manually. To do this, just turn on the motor, and if you have a cut file already open, the speed will be set, but if not, and in my case, it will be running pretty slow, so I turn the RPMs up to 300%. Sorry the shot is blurry, but essentially, I just plunged the bit into the wood until it was deep enough to cut away the keyhole slot, and then just slowly inched it over little by little. And unfortunately, my very old laptop did that blue screen saying, if it crashes, Stepcraft saves your offset and 0 points. So I just loaded everything back up and got back to work, even though somehow I recorded the next shot blurry again. My bad, guys. So this is my first time doing something like this, but later on I ended up just retracting the bit at the other end of the slot to kind of create 2 entry points for the mounting screw. But for this one, I just came out where the bit originally went in, being careful to align it just right. Next up is a back design for a place to put my signature and a little bit more information about the piece and me. Nothing too exciting here, just a logo, a block for the actual signature, and then the date and a few social media icons where you can find more information. Stuff like this adds just a pop of professionalism that really goes a long way on pieces that, are being sold or given away, anything like that. Again, sorry this is blurry, but I'm using a 90-degree V-bit to engrave, although I would recommend something of higher quality and 60-degree bit instead. This was kind of an old router bit that I had that wasn't really, it's just been used and it's not sharp, so cut quality was not great. Once that's done though, I can give it a quick sanding, and this is looking pretty good. Next up, of course, is the signature and then a polyurethane finish. You definitely want to seal in your signature to make sure it lasts a long time and doesn't rub away, instead of finishing and then signing on top of the clear coat. That's never good. After that's dry though, we can start assembling, and I'm going to be using these cool standoff bits that are usually used for mirrors, but I think they'll look pretty awesome on this. I'll have a link in the description for these as well, but also I'm not sure what happened to the clip that I painted the logo black. It was just a high gloss enamel spray paint. Yeah, I don't know, just disappeared. Sorry about that. But anyway, this is looking pretty good. To use these standoff bits, it's a little tricky. It helps to first drill the holes in the part you're going to be holding, and then transfer the hole locations onto the backing part. This will make sure everything is aligned without having to measure. Once assembled though, it's ready to be hung up and done. All in all, I cannot believe how nice this turned out with such little effort it took to make. I felt a huge wave of creativity hit me once this was all done, because the CNC opened up just like a whole new realm of possibilities I never really considered before. I really cannot thank Stepcraft enough for sending me the DA40. It's such an unbelievable machine, and cannot wait for you guys to see what I've been working on in the workshop and building and tinkering with, and it's very exciting. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.